like, well, Meghan's lost all trust from this king as ever. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. By the way, I'm really glad you enjoyed the recent video regarding, of course, one of my favourite royals, the late and brilliant Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. He just got himself involved in so many things, didn't he? And you don't realise until you look into the history books and, talk to people as I do, and you think, wow, he really was prolific in so many areas. And I think, as many people have pointed out, yeah, it must have been hard because they would have had very strict rules about what they wanted to do. You can understand why he clashed with the Queen Mother, can't you? Ooh, I bet there were some rows there, don't you? Apparently Winston Churchill felt a bit sorry for him. Yeah, you can Winston, he had a problem, right? Yes, he had a terrible problem with the Queen Mother. She wouldn't shift out of Buckingham Palace, so he had to literally get all of Clarence's house put together to her exacting standards, apparently, just to get it to move. Philip wanted shot. Well, mother-in-law, you don't want the mother-in-law living in a palace, do you, with you? Regardless, this is the thing, isn't it? Let's get back to your royal story of the day. Now, this came as something of a huge shock. Now, as you can imagine, when you think about it in this level, and I find this incredible when you think, there you have, you would have thought Meghan Markle making real inroads into stuff, which really started way back in 2017. Of course, she invited the chat show doyen Oprah Winfrey to her wedding, remember? Didn't know her. Harry vaguely knew her a little bit, but there was no great friendship. But Meghan used her wedding really as a sort of, here I am marrying into a famous family, come along and be my friends. George Clooney really plunged the knife in, didn't he, when he said, no, I didn't know her, but the sort of day out. And you think, yeah, it is a day out, that's the thing, and that's how celebrities use and abuse you. And now, as you can understand, if you're Meghan Markle, you're finding out exactly, just the hard way, what celebrities will do. You see, when you think about it, this particular invite, this one, that's right, to Gayle King's 70th birthday party, well, would have been a shoo-in, say, a couple of years back. But now things have moved on. It's really about one thing, success. People do not want to be associated with failure, and that's sadly, what Meghan Markle has become. And I don't mean that in a gloating way. Hollywood is brutal. Television is brutal, as I told you the other day. If you're not successful, if you don't get the viewers, the audience, the advertising, then you're out. And what happened was, well, Oprah Winfrey put together this party for the 70th birthday, which included the likes of people like Brooke Shields and, of course, the chat show host Stephen Colbert. And you would have thought, well, Meghan would be a natural. Now, their camp are playing this down because, as I pointed out, there was a sort of issue, shall we say, with the handbags, right? Meghan's team, of course, are playing it down, and they're basically saying that Meghan didn't want to take the shine away, of course, from a private birthday party, that sort of stuff. According to sources, though, there was no invite. That's because they didn't want all the negativity that they'd incurred recently, say, for the Tyler Perry thing, where she rocked up on the carpet and, seemingly couldn't extract herself from it. Now, part of me feels that, well, didn't you see this coming? This is the thing. If you work in this game, everybody I've ever worked with, from the very successful to the likes even of the modern day moguls like Simon Cowell, they know they have a finite time. Say 15 years ago, he could do no wrong. Now, television executives are all new. They've moved on, and he's yesterday's news, and that's really what happens in the world of show business. Meghan Markle is really struggling, apparently, with this particular rejection, as one can imagine. But anybody else would have seen this coming. According to a source, though, if Prince Harry had been more forthcoming about wanting to attend, things could have been radically different. That, as they say, is showbiz. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.